So we now call the senior members of the Tudor Singers to the microphone for the national anthem. We ask that the audience please rise as able.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Neve Sagal, and I'll be honest, it's a little bittersweet to say this is the last time I'll be speaking as your student body president. On behalf of the class of 2026, thank you to Dr. Byrne, Superintendent of Darien Public Schools, and to our Board of Education for your leadership and investment in this school. To Mrs. Dunn, our principal, you set the tone for this building every day, and we felt it. Our assistant principals, Mrs. Dubé, Mr. Keeler, Mr. Mazzoni, and Miss Mullane, we did not make your jobs easy, and you showed up anyway. To our counselors, thank you for always having your doors open. And to the faculty and staff of Darien High School, you didn't just teach us subjects, you taught us how to think, push through, and honestly, how to grow up. I'd also like to thank our parents, grandparents, and friends for being here, and I'd also like to give a special shout out to the younger siblings who were dragged here against their will. We would not be here without you. Graduation has always struck me as a strange moment. It's a celebration of an ending and a beginning of something entirely new. 4 years ago, we walked into this building needing maps to just find our classroom. And tonight, we're walking out, ready to find our places in the world. As I was preparing this speech, I kept coming back to one question. How did we actually get here? And I think the answer is that every year taught us something different. Freshman year taught us how to figure things out, navigating hallways, talking to teachers, crowding around library tables for what somehow felt like high-stakes chess matches. Sophomore year taught us how to show up, Friday night football, school spirit, and somehow leaving this stadium field with a bakery's worth of flour in our hair. Junior year taught us how to grind with SATs, APs, ACTs, and of course a couple more tests, because that's all we want. And senior year taught us something maybe more valuable than any of that, how to enjoy it. We dominated Fairfield County and state athletics, turned every class meeting into a cutthroat game of musical chairs, and somewhere along the way, grew into people that none of us were when we arrived. Now, as I was writing this speech, I also kept asking myself, what's the one thing I want to say to the people sitting in front of me tonight? And then 7 days ago, it walked right into my living room. Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and your world champion New York Knicks. I know. I had over a year to write this, and what inspired me happened last week. but bear with me. By halftime, it looked like it was over. Spurs were up 27, the deficit was real, and I reached for the remote and I was like, turn this off. But the Knicks didn't. They came back, bucket by bucket, and climbed out of a hole that everyone had buried into them and won. Shout out OG Anunoby. The sportsbooks, they said it was over. The analysts said it was over. I said it was over, but the Knicks hadn't, and that turned out to be the only opinion that mattered. Here's what I took from that. The only guaranteed way to lose is to stop trying. Whatever you walk into next, there will be moments where the scoreboard looks bad and everyone around you has quietly moved on. Don't reach for the remote. Keep showing up and keep believing your best moments are still ahead, because every person on this field tonight has already proven they can come back from a hard moment. We survived difficult classes, harder weeks, and real self-doubt, and we're still here together. Earlier this year also, I had the chance to speak to the 8th graders preparing to enter Darien High School. They asked me for one piece of advice, and I could have been lame and told them to buy a planner or go in for extra help, but I kept it simple. Don't get lost in the sauce. Don't let a bad grade feel like a verdict on your future or an awkward moment become the story you tell yourself about who you are. What feels enormous today will be forgotten in a month, but what stays are the people, the laughter, and the small moments you didn't think to photograph. See the bigger picture and enjoy what you're living while you're living it. I don't know exactly what I'll carry with me from these 4 years, but I'm pretty sure it won't be any of the tests. It'll be the conversations in the hallways, the laughter that came out of nowhere, the traditions we built from scratch, and the people who made this place like somewhere worth being. To the class of 2026, we spent 4 years preparing for tonight. Now it's time to prepare for everything after. Go after what you want with everything you want, take care of the people around you, and be kind to yourself along the way. And wherever you go, whatever you do, don't get lost in the sauce. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Matthew Del Vecchio, Executive Secretary of the Student Government. Shout out DBL. I am pleased to introduce David Louie and Hugh Weiniger, who will perform Good Thing Going.
It started out like a song. We started quiet and slow with no surprise. And then one morning I woke to realize we had a good thing going. It's not that nothing went wrong. Some angry moments, of course, but just a few. And only moments, no more, because we knew we had this good thing going. And if I wanted too much, was that such a mistake? At the time, you never wanted enough. Alright, tough, I don't make that a crime. And while it's going along, you take for granted some love will wear away. We took for granted a lot, and still I say it could have kept on growing instead of just kept on. We had a good thing going, going, going.
Hello, I'm Jack Breyer, Senior Class Officer. Shout out DGA. Please welcome our principal, Mrs. Ellen Dunn.
I would like to call forward Mrs. Kate Brainard. Esteemed colleague, champion for humanity, apple cider devotee, voice of the disenfranchised, eternal optimist, unflappable role model, and devoted mother and grandmother to Abel. Kate Brainard, following years of counseling and teaching in other settings, we are most fortunate that you found your way to DHS for the final 2 years of your storied career. You have been a lifelong educator whose every decision is from the heart and in the best interest of the students in your care. Your classroom has been described by your colleagues as equal parts warmth, chaos control, and baked goods distribution center. You have inspired in your students a deep sense of self-confidence as you helped them see that we all learn in different ways, possessing strengths and weaknesses that are not static and are assets that empower us when truly understood. You have made all the difference in the lives of generations of students over your career, especially those most fortunate to have worked with you here at DHS. An unwavering advocate, you led them to discover their own voices, which carry them now into the future. Your mentorship of your peers will allow your wisdom to reach new generations of DHS students for years to come and will be your legacy. We are so fortunate to have shared this leg of the journey with you, and we wish you every happiness in the years to come. On behalf of the entire Darien High School community, you are hereby awarded this honorary diploma with the deepest gratitude for your significant contributions to the students and staff of Darien High School.
Hi, I'm Lilia Escajadillo, Senior Class Officer, and I am pleased to introduce the Senior Class Tutor Singers who will perform the song Jenny Rebecca. Olivia Creamer Cefalo, Catherine Drugi, Andrew Irith, Kellen Leonard, Lily Mahar, Cassandra Medrano, Dylan Mejias, Catherine Miller, Jessica Moyer, William Raskoff, Logan Samuel, Molly Shields, and Hugh Weiniger.
Senior concert choir member Charvi Sangaru as well.
Jenny Rebecca, 4 days old. How'd you like the world so far? Jenny Rebecca, 4 days old. What a lucky, 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 lucky girl you are. For you have swings to be swung on, trees to be climbed up, days to be young on, bring forth, long as you're living. Jenny Rebecca, 4 days old. What a lucky, 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 lucky girl you are. You are.
Good afternoon. I'm David John, Senior Class Officer. Please join me in welcoming the Chairperson of the Darien Board of Education, Robin Nelson.
Good evening. On behalf of the Darien Public Schools Board of Education, it's an honor today to welcome our graduates, faculty, family, and friends. To the class of 2026, congratulations. Please take a moment to look around you and appreciate all of those that are here today, your parents, family members, faculty, and friends. Make sure you thank them for encouraging and supporting you over the years, culminating in this special day. Tonight is a celebration of achievement, perseverance, friendship, and growth. But it is also something more important, a beginning. As I stand here in 2026, I can't help but think back to my own high school graduation. Back then, most of us had never touched a cell phone. The internet did not exist. Music came on cassette tapes. To stay in touch with your friends, you passed handwritten notes in the hallways or talked on the family phone that was attached to the wall in the kitchen. If you wanted directions, you unfolded a paper map that you kept in your car. Nobody could predict what the future would bring. Nobody predicted the World Wide Web, smartphones, social media, or driverless cars. I'm sure many of you probably feel pressure to have everything figured out today. What major should I choose? What career should I pursue? Where will I be in 10 years? The truth is that many of the opportunities that will define your lives have not even been invented yet. So what advice would I give you as someone who also graduated during a time of significant change? First, become a lifelong learner. Be curious. Try to learn something new each day. No matter where your personal journey may take you, keep asking questions. Curiosity is the key to personal growth. Take a class with an amazing professor, even if it's not in your major. Challenge yourself to learn a new language. Experiment with trying out a new sport. I walked on to the UNC rowing team when I was a senior in college, and with that small step, ended up discovering a lifelong passion. Second, build relationships. Many graduates assume that success comes from what you know. Based on my own experience, I would tell you that success, however you define it for yourself, often comes from who knows you, who trusts you, and who is willing to take a bet on you. Build networks, whether it is staying in touch with your teachers, professors, or classmates, or finding mentors who can help guide you along different stages of your life journey. Some of the most rewarding twists and turns in my own career came about because a former boss or business school classmate asked me to join them in a new opportunity. I took a risk and left my job to help launch an international nonprofit that promoted entrepreneurship in emerging market countries. It ended up being one of the most rewarding career decisions I ever made, all because of a phone call from a former classmate. Third, don't be afraid to take risks. Every major opportunity begins with uncertainty. Be adaptable. You can change your mind. It's perfectly okay to switch majors, careers, or goals as you discover what you truly love. Thomas Edison, when trying to develop the light bulb, never viewed his mistakes as defeats. He famously stated, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." And perhaps most importantly, he never gave up. You are in a unique position. Each of you has already demonstrated your resilience and perseverance, having gone through all of middle school during a global pandemic with remote learning and social distancing. Take a moment to look back at all of the challenges you were able to overcome. I am so proud of this class of graduates and everything that you have been able to learn and accomplish since that time. You have already proven that you have the skills to overcome obstacles. As you now begin to chart your own course, I encourage you to use your creativity and challenge yourself to solve new problems, or even to imagine possibilities that don't yet exist. When you face setbacks, use those opportunities to learn from your mistakes, adjust, and continue moving forward. Be willing to evolve. This is how you learn and grow. Finally, protect your integrity. Stay true to yourself. There may be times when you will be presented with opportunities that sound too good to be true, yet somehow they do not feel right. Trust your instincts. Let your values and character guide you as you make decisions along every step of your personal journey. Your reputation is built one decision at a time. Guard it carefully. Graduates, when I sat where you are today, I had no idea what the next 40 years would bring, but that was not what mattered. Former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt captured it perfectly when she said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." I believe this powerful message still holds true today. So now I challenge you, class of 2026, believe in the beauty of your dreams, and with that inner strength, you will be able to take charge of your future as you chart your very own personal journey. On behalf of the Darien Board of Education, congratulations, class of 2026. We are so proud of who you are today, and we cannot wait to see what you next.
Hello everyone, I'm Corinne Easterbrook, Senior Class Officer. We would like to invite our faculty advisors, Mrs. Haley Mangana and Ms. Gretchen Kometz, to join us. On behalf of the class of 2026, we thank you for your wisdom in guiding us in all of your efforts on behalf of our class. Please accept this small token of our appreciation. We are also happy to announce that the class of 2026 will leave behind a scholarship for a member of the class of 2027 and Adirondack chairs for the courtyard.
It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Eric Byrne, Superintendent of Schools.
Good evening, class of 2026, families, faculty, honored guests, and members of the community. Today is a celebration of 13 years of hard work by our graduates and the incredible dedication and support of their families, teachers, and all of the Darien Public Schools faculty and staff. Today is also a day to demonstrate to all your achievements in fulfilling the vision of the graduate of the Darien Public Schools. You exemplify what we are trying to achieve. Graduates who, quote, have the confidence and capacity to be self-directed, independent adults who live purposeful, happy, fulfilling lives, and that have become citizens who contribute collaboratively and innovatively to your local and global community. As I stand before you today and take in this wonderful tradition, I'd like to share some of my observations as I come to the end of my first year as superintendent of the Darien Public School. Excellence is not a buzzword in Darien. As I have visited classrooms, talked with students and teachers, and observed our young people in action across disciplines and extracurricular activities, it is clear that we strive for excellence in everything we do. Empathy exists in our schools in abundance. The inclusive nature of our programming, the openness, connection, and acceptance of all is obvious for all to see in our classroom, on our fields, on the stage, in our cafeterias and common spaces. Creativity is ubiquitous in Darien. One cannot go to too many places in town without seeing or hearing examples of the striking creativity of our students. Whether it is art on display at the bagel shop, the library, town hall, or the schools, performances in theaters, courtyards, or venues around town, the creative thinking of our senior interns, or in conversation with our science research students, creativity is everywhere in Darien. As you head off into the world to create your path in life, discover your passions, and make your mark, know that your families, teachers, and all of the staff of the Darien Public Schools will always be here cheering you on. I'd like to share a few life lessons that I have learned over time that I hope will be helpful to you on your journey. 1, effort is everything. You won't always be the smartest person in the room, and you may not always have the resources and support you need to be successful in an endeavor, but the effort you put forth will have more impact than you ever can imagine. Be tenacious, don't accept defeat, and always get back up and keep giving maximum effort. Failure is okay. In fact, it's a good thing. Quote, we seem to gain wisdom more readily through our failures than our successes. We always think of failure as the antithesis of success, but it isn't. Success often lies just on the other side of failure. It's from Leo Buscaglia, a professor of education and best-selling author. And I have learned far more from my many failures than from my successes. In order to make the most of failure, be sure to reflect and look inward as you seek understanding and a path forward. And 3, surround yourself with smart, caring, empathetic people. Our success isn't based solely on what we can do as individuals, but what we can accomplish with others. Find interesting people who bring out the best in you and make you smarter. Spend time with them, talk a lot, make big plans, and do really cool, impactful things with those people. We hope that you're leaving us as confident individuals who will continue on a path of learning throughout your lifetime. While you may feel like you've reached adulthood and are ready for the next phase of life, many of us here today will always see you as your younger selves, just finding your way. Congratulations.
Hi, I am Rowan Levine, Vice President of Student Government, and it is my honor to introduce the class of 2026 salutatorian, Luca Joe.
Hi, everyone. To start, I want to thank our incredible administration, teachers, and staff, as well as all the friends and family who took the time to come here today. Thank you to all the parents who have done so much in so many little ways, and a huge thank you goes to my mom and dad. Shout out again to all the siblings in the audience, and thank you especially to my older brother and sister, Kai and Chloe, for making it all the way back to DHS one last time just to end up suffering through a speech given by me. And, and of course, congratulations to all of us, the Darien High School class of 2026. Before I go on, I have one last thank you. Thank you to both the Blue Wave lacrosse and outdoor track programs for humbling me, because over the years I've come to accept that I am not an athlete and more of the play the cello while sitting down type. So the reason I mention my less than spectacular athletic career is to emphasize that I've been lucky to get to know so many of my classmates over the years through different lights. As teammates, of course, but also in different settings as volunteers, group project members, and fellow student musicians. And now that I'm not going to school every day, I've realized how much I loved that. And by that, I really mean the small interactions that embody what it's like to be a student at Darien High School. And no, I don't exactly mean playing catch with lacrosse sticks in a friend's backyard, though that sounds like an awesome time. But what I mean by small interactions are those bits of laughter and collaboration we have all shared as we've worked towards this huge accomplishment of graduating. To me, being a Darien student means that you're unexpectedly running into your friend at the Darien Public Library, who, by the way, is still in their soccer or basketball or lacrosse shorts from practice, and together finding a place to sit down and study for that horrifying math test next day. Being a Darien student means smiling really wide when you're working on a group project with a friend in class. No, honestly, the project isn't that fun. But you're still smiling because suddenly the class chatter has been silenced by your friend's pager or phone, blaring an alarm for a call as they run out the door to drive an ambulance, check vitals, or do whatever those Post 53 and fire department kids somehow find the time to be doing all day. Being a student here also means talking too loudly in the hallways during a free period with your friends. And if you're really lucky, running into your classmates sketching the beginnings of another grand mural on the wall as you all stop for a few seconds to chat. And yes, to be a Darien student means that we should all feel assured that we're going to end up fulfilled and happy in life because we all know and will always remember one crucial fact. Darien is better than New Canaan. As I've been talking to friends at gatherings and early graduation celebrations, there's this common sentence bouncing around that, honestly, I've never thought we'd already be saying or ever be saying. I kind of miss school. To take evidence from anecdotes and excessively generalize, all the best academic practices here, what I think we miss are those brief, unexpected bits of time we've been lucky to share during these past 4 years together. So if I had to give any sort of call to action as an unqualified and sometimes overconfident 18-year-old, it would only to be truly enjoy these next few months. I hope that we all treat the fact that each of us will be sharing very similar thoughts of nervousness and excitement as an opportunity to connect. In other words, just make sure to FaceTime or grab lunch or find some time to celebrate in some small way with a friend. I think the more spontaneous, the better. Thank you again, and congratulations, class of 2026.
Join me in welcoming to the stage Nathan Gregory and Kellen Leonard, who will perform Yesterday.
All my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know, she wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why she had to go, I don't know, she wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Hit a little bow.
Please now welcome the class of 2026 valedictorian, Maya Pujara.
Good evening. Recently, I came across a story of this boat, and seeing as we're the Blue Wave, I thought it was a fitting story to share today. It's called The Ship of Theseus. Now, I should admit it's not really a story. It's actually what I describe as the exact opposite, a question. The Ship of Theseus had every plank and sail and part replaced, one by one, until no piece of the original remained. And the question that philosophers have been asking for centuries is it still the same boat? I'm sure many of you have begun to guess the comparison I'm about to draw. That we, the graduates of the class of 2026, are each the ship of Theseus. That over the past 4 years, we've changed so much that we too might be different people. Well, I don't know if the ship is the same, but I do know this. That's the wrong question to ask. A better question to ask is, who changed these planks? From our teachers, we learned how to fail at seemingly insurmountable questions. To explore different answers, to try, to be wrong, and to, as Mr. Bukta says, make good choices. From our parents, we learned that the most important thing a person can do is just be there. Even when they had absolutely no idea of what we were talking about, they'd listen. On Tuesday, we'd come home absolutely freaking out, and by Thursday, we'd completely forgotten anything had ever happened. Parents, we're sorry. And from each other, we learned everything in between. How to make nothing feel like everything. How to laugh and bring joy to everyday life. How to push through unwinnable odds, together. And because of this community, which both encouraged and challenged us, our jagged edges were smoothed, and the edges that seemed smooth became jagged. So thank you. Thank you to all of the faculty, the teachers, administration, security team, custodians, cafeteria staff, and more. Thank you to the parents, the grandparents, the siblings, shout out to my brother Rajiv, the aunts and cousins. Thank you to the almost forgettable everyday items, like the Walt pencil sharpeners, so impossible I started using pens. And most of all, we owe thanks to each other. Because of everyone here, We discovered new music, new shows, new hobbies. We became more independent, more thoughtful, innovative, and kind. And it didn't make our boats feel less like us. If anything, it made us feel excited for another voyage. As we move on to unknown water and unfamiliar waves, remember the best ships aren't the ones that never change. As you continue to explore, change your mind, change it 100 times. Let new people and new situations you encounter along the way replace a plank or even two. Because that's not losing yourself. That's just how you sail. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2026.
Please welcome again our principal, Mrs. Ellen Dunn.
You have no idea how relieved I am to see that sun. Perfect timing. Good evening, Mrs. Robin Nelson, Chair of the Darien Board of Education, members of the Darien Board of Education, Dr. Eric Burns, Superintendent of Schools, colleagues, parents, grandparents, guests, and most importantly, the wonderful members of the Darien High School class of 2026. Tonight, I am told, in keeping with DHS tradition, you will present a tiny gift to me as you receive your diploma. Your treasure will take its place among the jars of butterflies, sunflower seeds, marbles, sea glass, Legos, and wishes. Trinkets of years past and classes who have gone on before you. The class of 2026 has chosen a button. It is a perfect gift, that which fastens, attaches, and embraces, from a class that has managed, more than any in my memory, to embody the meaning of connection, relationships, and community. What lessons can we learn from your buttons? Buttons at first glance may seem insignificant, small, unremarkable. The buttons you present tonight are varied, mass-produced in an array of blue shades, and yet unique. Imperfections that may seem at first inconsequential make each one stand alone. In biology, mutations may be costly to an organism, but indeed are the fuel for change. For without diversity, a species would perish in the ever-alternating winds of the natural environment. Conformity is rejected by nature, for survival requires variation. You too have begun to recognize that your differences are your strengths. They are what define you. No longer are you trying to assimilate, to fit in. Like your buttons, flawed, imperfect, unique. Your beauty is revealed in your differences. This world needs what you alone can give. Your button is a circle defined by one central point from which every radius emerges. Each point on its surface emanates from the core. You must also have at your center a moral compass upon which you can rely. It will allow you to act with courage, for you will not fear being untethered. Integrity, once lost, is hard to find. Protect it, nurture it, and like the button, it will be the point around which you rotate. The circular button is rendered useless unless it passes through a rectangular opening which challenges it, contradicts it, and prevents it from slipping through. Life will often present you with the friction of an unlikely paradox. Opening your heart to another risks devastating loss. Your greatest strength may also make you a vulnerable. Success will require failure. That which you fear most will be the one thing you must do. Learning is suffocated by safety. It requires discomfort, disruption, turmoil, and risk. Embrace this friction and contradiction because they foster your evolution. Do not settle for a life unchallenged. The button only serves its function if anchored by many threads hidden below the surface. Your button has been fastened by your teachers who challenged your thinking, your friends who stood beside you and held your deepest secrets, your families who celebrated every triumph and comforted you in disappointment. These are the threads woven into the fabric of who you have become. Together, all have connected you to something bigger than yourself and have laid the foundation on which you stand today. As you paraded through the elementary school hallways on Monday, it was easy to conjure images of your younger selves, squealing with excitement at the very first snowfall, while loving, gentle hands reached down to button you snugly into snowsuits before you learned to fasten them for yourselves. In the stadium tonight, we might be tempted to wish for time to stand still, keeping you fastened to us like buttons always. But the threads you have begun to unravel, buttons slowly loosening with time. It has not been a sudden departure. The strings have frayed, and you have been moving away almost imperceptibly over the last 4 years. You have been finding your voices, shaping and reshaping your minds, and declaring your independence. The beautiful irony of your button is that although it is best known for its closure, it must open what is ready to begin. We will rest easy knowing that your buttons are anchored here and that you go forward ready to open yourselves to what lies ahead. I imagine a day, years from now, when you notice a space once held by a button, and you remember the one you left here tonight. In that moment, recall this celebration and the wishes that carried you forward in all directions from this stadium. When we look upon your buttons, we will remember the remarkable class of 2026, who valued most the connections we made with one another. We hope you will return many times to your DHS home. Thank you for all that you have meant to us and to one another. We love you and we will miss you. Congratulations to all of you and Godspeed. Mrs. Nelson, members of the Darien Board of Education, and Dr. Byrne, I am so proud to present to you the Darien High School class of 2026.
Jacob Abraham. Stella Absalon. Catherine Arevalo. Madeline Argeroux. Mia Avalos. Tommy Asa. Zuchen Bachi. Laura Baez. Elsa Balderak. Lucas Valenzano. Leo Barnes. Thomas Barnett. Reese Barrett. Jane Baum. Benjamin Bilodeau. Esther Bitker. Bronwyn Bluestein. Ryan Bodick. Sumner Bowers. Ian Bazzuto. Catherine Bronca. James Brandon. Maeve Brennan. Augusta Brown. Anastasia Bucheski. Andres Bull. Myra Burkhart. Jocelyn Burkholder. Jack Buscemi. Charlotte Butler. Savannah Bass. Brooke Bycheck. Henry Byrne. Sabrina Burns. Patrick Calabro. Caesar Calderon. Francesca Calvi. Rafael Carnival. Preston Carnes. Eric Carino. Silver Casiolo. Leah Casaneda. Claire Chan. James Charney. Ella Chernick. Inara Chickles. Nolan Chung. Ryan Cochran. James Coe. Aiden Collins. Fiona Collins. Max Comey. Sophia Coppola. Andrew Cordella. Carolyn Coughlin. Emma Crawley. Olivia Cremo-Cerfalo. Caitlin Cronin. Colin Cunningham. Catherine Cutler. Nicholas Dalemieux. Kateri Daly. Luke Daniel. Jack Dock. Lillian Davenport. Briggs Davis. Luca de Benedettis. Omar de Jesus. Chase Dolan. Matthew Dominici. Alexander Donahue. Brian Druniak. Sarah Drugan. Kitty Drugi. Anna Duart. Theodore Duma. Tatum Dunn. Andrew Iriff. Eleanor Ising. Selma Elbaki. Brady Eldridge. Maya Eltvet. Charles Emmel. Payson England. Noah Ercohen. Finley Ernst. Janex Espinoza. Sophie Esbiansky. Sophie Farr. Nicholas Fogno. Trista Fernandez. Christopher Finnegan. Stephen Fortalizo. Lila Fiorita. Mason Fixery. Mackenzie Fosdick. Jay Francesi. Philip Francesi. Roman Gagliardi. Thomas Galligan. Tucker Galoo. Eliana Garcia. Robert Garcia. Ryan Gately. Adam Ghazali. Jacob Gilbert. Jake Gerlamo. Catherine Jervold. Kayla Gochi. Thomas Gortel. Charles Golden. Jacob Golden. Alexandra Ganella. Ella Goodrich. Kieran Grassick. Nathan Gregory. Andrew Guevara. Jake Hadlow. Finn Hagen. Hollis Hagen. Isabel Hare. Sydney Halverson. Gavin Hangy. Hangy, sorry. Jack Hanley. Alexandra Hardy. Jaden Heron. Stephen Hartz. Grady Harwick. Owen Heffron. Caroline Hendrickson. Jonathan Hennemuth. Brian Hernandez Soto. Andrew Hershey. Thayer Hewitt. Joseph Hill. Bobby Hillman. Kylie Hillock. Addison Hills. Morgan Height. James Hoffman. Elise Hull. Brendan Houchin. Ella Howe. Nathan Hu. Jeffrey Hudson. Jackson Hughes. Carter Hurst. Daniel Jeffers. Emma Jeffers. Kate Johnson. Sydney Johnson. Naomi Joseph. Algis Calvitis. Everett Calvitis. Sophia Kearns. Rebecca Keena. Philip Holmunsky. Connor Kilroy. Scott Kirby. Michael Niffen. Elizaveta Kolatova. Caroline Kuntz. Caroline Coons. Karina Kules. Brandon Quo. Alexandra Kirez. Russell Lancaster. Alexander Lane. Kaylin Lee. Kellen Leonard. Matthew Lee. Michael Lynn. Ryan Lombardi. Evangeline London. Rennie Lopez Polanco. John Lubalai. Ethan Lublin. David Louie. leave it. Lily Mahar. Zachary Meyer. Eloise Mellier. Alexandra Meniotti. Rohail Sakud. Rohail Maksud. Jack Mariska. Thomas Marushek. Eli Marshall. Kayla Marty. Catherine Massey. Leah Mastalone. Alyssa Matulo. Max McBride. Melanie McClancy. Ryan McGarren. Dashiell McMahon. Cassie Madrano. Cassie Madrano. Alyssa Medwar. Dylan Mejias. Milana Melnick. Rithik Milwani. Emre Mesta. Mia Michelson. Luke Mahopolis. Jackson Miller. Ava Moore. Jessica Moyer. Claire Malloy. Reese Monahan. Rush Monahan. Haven Moneypenny. Taylor Moore. Alexander Marisi. Kihara Morton. Anushka Matral. Grace Mickey. Henry Nardi. Jonathan Nedler. Marin Nero. Stella Nero. Michael Nugent. Peter O'Connor. Ryan O'Malley. Scarlett O'Malley. Grace O'Neill. Marissa Olander. Grady Olson. Grace Palomo. Bridget Parr. Rory Parr. Jake Patterson. Morgan Pedro. Hannah Perkins. Anna Petty. Bowden Feifel. Shane Piasecki. Taylor Platt. Cameron Picorni. Akil Palaki. Enzo Peretta. James Powell. Katie Primer. Alexis Prokopian. Anna Quinn. Bo-Win Chin. Charles Raskoff. William Raskoff. Fabio Rathgaber. Logan Reeser. Trinity Renee. Alexander Rentz. Edward Ripking. Schaefer Repsher. Sean Rideout. David Ritchie. Dylan Roberts. Sean Roberts. Griffin Rubenstein. Kincaid Ryan. Christina Sayers. Luciana Salas. Julia Salmore. Logan Samuel. Sharvishri Sangaru. Lily Savarine. Max Scaccia. William Scallon. L. Schaller. Lillian Schilling. Lila Schleppy. Ian Schneeberger. Ivy Schroeder. Ella Seymour. Alina Shazad. Andrew Sharon. Lucas Shaw. Connor Shepard. Molly Shields. Alexandra Schmolowitz. Kinsey Shockey. Jake Simon. Tyler Simon. Kate Sarasuk. Parker Skelton. Jane Slaneski. Madeline Smalden. Lucy Smith. Natalie Smith. Cameron Song. Preston Scolaro. Emma St. Jean. Henry Starling. Daniel Stedman. Colby Strada. Henry Stravato. Olivia Stricker. Carly Suffren. Flynn Sullivan. Andrea Sutanto. Nathan Tadiashvili. Lucas Tamaya. Ava Telgeter. Marshall Thomas. James Thudium. Ryan Thurlow. Vivian Tinkov. Colin Tomaszewski. James Troy. Andrew Sarkov. Caitlin Valji. Catherine Vanderzee. Elizabeth Veeder. Anna Von Kennel. Anna Voidovich. Everett Walsh. Spencer Wong. Caroline Ward. Shay Ward. Charlie Warnock. Catherine Mortels. Julia Washburn. Rosemary Whalen. Tate Ween. Julianne White. Charles Wichman. Finn Wild. Harrison Williams. Hugh Weiniger. Sydney Winslow. Sutherland Wood. Dylan Woodard. Catherine Wren. Ryan Zing. Solène Lassagnille. Sophie York, Pierce Young, Molly Zango, Joanna Zerboulis, Marco Cardenas, Jason Dimanche, Tess Hagany, Hadley Hazelton, Catherine Miller, Christopher Thurlow, Maya Pujara, Luca Joe, Jack Breyer, Matthew Delvecchio, Corinne Easterbrook, Carolina Escacadijo, Rowan Levine, David John, Neve Sagal,
Oh yeah, we're not done yet, I'm sorry. We have one final performance for you. Our final song will be Dreams, performed by Zushen Beichim, Savannah Baez, Milana Melnick, Molly Shields, and Hugh Weininger. And now the moment I think everyone's been waiting for since about 5 p.m. Class of 2026, please rise. Now grab that tassel and switch it from right to left. In the wise words of Jason Tatum, we did it! We are now graduates of Darien High School. Of course. We did it!
Anything is possible.
What they gonna say now?
Oh my god. Yeah, good job. Good shit, yeah. Four. Played it up. You're there, wrap the stands, bring all the percussion stuff inside.
Are you enjoying this broadcast? If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network, please help support us with a donation. DAF Media is committed to education and broadcast excellence. Your support allows us to keep bringing you high-quality community programming while giving our student volunteer broadcasters hands-on STEM experiential learning of all parts of computer networking and video production. Your donations help pay for equipment, insurance, transportation, and our award-winning advisor, and make these broadcasts possible. To donate, you can scan the QR code shown here or visit our website at dafmedia.org. The link to donate is also in the description of this YouTube video. For those of you who prefer a more traditional approach, checks can be made payable to DAF Media and mailed to the address shown here. Any donation of $1,000 or more will be recognized as sponsors of our broadcasts for 1 year. Feel free to pause the broadcast to write this down. Thanks for watching and supporting DAF Media.